Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. So today I have my friend over here and she will be helping us out with the assignment today, which is the Street Dakwah assignment by UNGS 2080 plus. So before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Rosdiana, binti Mohd Hanif. I am 21 years old. I study English for International Communication in IIUM. And lastly, I am a Muslim.
Alright. Hello, I'm Yi Xuan and I'm 21 years old and I'm currently studying international business and I'm Buddhist.
Alright, that's really interesting to know. So you are a Buddhist, so you follow the religion of Buddha.
Yeah.
Right? Alright, so what are we going to be doing here today is that we are going to have a casual conversation about our beliefs or opinions about morality or ethics from our respective religion. So would you mind starting it first?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, what is your opinion or belief about morality from your religion, Buddha?
Well, we all believe in karma. I bet you all heard of the word before. Like whenever you do good deeds, you receive some good things, a good, what do you call that? Like good feedback kind of thing. And if you do bad deeds, then you will get some bad stuff to you also.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And also, in Buddhist we have like those 5 moral precepts. Like the first one is actually, we do not kill. We don't kill living things.
So I am guessing that you are a vegetarian, so
Yeah.
because you cannot kill any living creatures.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. All right. So
The second one is wrong speeches, which is like we shouldn't be lying to anyone, including your friends, your families, and all those the one you love, and also gossipings. Yeah, that's the second moral concepts.
all right.
Yeah, and then the third one is no sexual misconduct.
As in rape.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
like sex before marriage kind of thing.
Oh yeah, we have the same kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
thing
the same
in
kind.
Islam
Oh,
as
cool,
well.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Right.
the fourth one is like
It's alright. It's alright. Take your time.
it's like we shouldn't take for granted. Like if it's not yours, you shouldn't be taking. It's like stealing lah, more like stealing kind of things. Yeah.
So you shouldn't take anything unless it is free.
Well,
Yeah, something like that. All right. Okay.
well,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
kind of.
Okay.
Unless people give you the permissions, so then you can.
Yeah. All right. So you have to be permitted first in order
Yes,
to take
yes,
something.
yes,
All right.
true.
So before taking something, you need somebody's consent to take it.
Yes,
we
true,
have the
true.
same thing as well. All
I
right.
think this is the basic moral values where all of the
Yeah.
religion
That's
is
true.
applying.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think this one we emphasize it more.
Oh, all right. Sure. So you want to add more?
It's okay.
Alright, so that's the interesting. So what can I conclude from your beliefs and opinions is that first, you cannot kill, you cannot steal, you cannot you cannot sexually misconduct anything, and lastly, you should not take anything without permission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So now allow me to share my opinions and belief of morality from my religion, which is Islam. So in Islam, our moral positions actually define the universal standards by which every action may be either deemed as moral or immoral. So there is no in between. So I am sure that's the same for yours as well,
same.
right? Alright, so cool. So now the core of Islamic moral system encompasses the belief in one God as the creator and sustainer of the universe. So therefore, as Muslims, we have our own moral guides, and those are the glorious Quran and the Prophet.
Yeah,
So
I've heard of it also.
you've heard of the Quran and Prophet, right?
Yes.
So let me briefly explain what are those, right? Okay. So the Quran is basically our holy book that consists of everything that we need to know about Islam. So all the content in the Quran is actually accurate, legitimate, and that is why it is our guidance as a whole. So while the Prophet is the human messenger that was sent by our God, by Allah, to guide the mankind in the correct path of the religion. So even though the Prophet has passed centuries ago, we are still living by his lifestyle, by his practices, because it was stated in the Hadith and Quran. Right, so next, the guiding principle for morality of a Muslim is what the Quran refers to as al-amal as-salih, or virtuous deeds. So this term actually covers all deeds, not just the act of worship, but also deeds between man to man, man to other creatures, man to the environment. So it actually covers all, not just man to God.
Okay.
So Islamic morality can be seen in two aspects, which also happen to be interrelated. So these aspects include the inner aspect of one's soul and the physical aspect. So what do I mean when I say it is related is because in order for a Muslim to achieve the most desirable level of morality is we have to keep a balance between our inner soul and our acts, and how do we act it out. I mean, it's basically like a reflection of what we have inside. So for example, as mentioned by one of the Islamic scholars, is that we need to have a deep state of self to produce acts and behavior without having any sophisticated thinking. So it's like, you know, when you have a strong inner sense, you can actually act it out without having to think a lot about it. Yeah, so that's one thing about morality in Islam. So, and lastly, I would like to share with you one of the highly commendable acts in Islam, which is to give charity. So just now in your religion, you mentioned that the core aspect of morality is you should not take something without somebody's permission, right? So in our religion, Islam actually encourages all of the followers to give charity. In fact, we also have a compulsory charity, which is also the zakah, which we have to do it once in a year. So why is it highly encouraged? Because giving charity is the noblest way of us spending our wealth and spending our wealth for the sake of Allah, for the sake of the God, and helping the needy is a common practice of every Muslim. So basically, charity in Islam is one way for a Muslim to purify oneself. Excuse me.
Yes.
Alright, so to conclude everything, to have a good moral as a Muslim, you need to have a strong relation with God, as well as a good relationship with other creation of God as well, such as the human beings, animals, environment, and whatnot. So I think that would be all for our video today. So thank you, Yi Xuan, for spending your time with us. I am really appreciating your time here.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Yeah. Hi, Assalamualaikum. It's me again, Rosdiana. So in my previous sharing session with Yi Xuan, I have used 5 different techniques of Dakwah, and I want to share all of them in this video today. So the first one would be to set the right intention before conducting the conversation. So I knew before conducting the conversation, the purpose of this assignment was to share my knowledge and to educate her on what morality is in the perspective of Islam. So by setting the right intention, this has helped me to get prepared with whatever I need, with everything I need to be prepared of. So secondly is that I used a really friendly approach towards her before conducting the conversation by setting an introduction session. So I asked her name, her age, what does she study, and her religion. So this way I can actually feel a closer connection to her, and this will make the whole conversation feel more natural instead of awkward. So this would also set a good first impression of her towards me as a Muslim. Thirdly, I use an appropriate tone of voice throughout my whole conversation with her. So based on my intention, since I wanted to just share my knowledge with her, I use a really gentle tone, I use an understandable language, and I was not being forceful with her because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. Thirdly, I used appropriate body gestures throughout the whole conversation, such as making eye contact to show her that I am paying attention. I smiled to her most of the time, and lastly, I listened to her attentively before interacting with her opinions. So the fifth technique was to use the correct and accurate information. So before conducting this conversation, I have done some research for myself, like what should I say, what is the right thing to say. So I made sure that all the information that I was about to share with her is accurate, is supported by the Quran and the Hadith, so that she won't get the wrong idea of what Islam is supposed to be. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope everything that I've shared in this video would give you something useful in the future.